Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. We're here to wrap the markets for you. Well, today was a day of consolidation for the Indian markets, given the way markets have moved over the last 4 days. So the Nifty lost about 32 points, giving up that 8800 levels that we had seen yesterday, being cautious ahead of the RBI rate decision tomorrow. So Agam, it was not really surprising to see some small profit booking coming in, given that the markets look pretty stretched now.
They actually do, because the Nifty currently stands at a relative strength index of 14-day relative strength index of around well over 70, and that is always a sign which can tell you that the markets are a little overheated, a little overbought. And taking that into consideration, we have seen a little bit of selling when it comes to index futures. So the Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty has seen a little bit of accumulation towards fresh shorts, but I'd still wait for the fine print to come in. But with what's happened, with respect to what's happened in the options market, well, we are looking at a lot more writing in the 9,000 call, as you can see here. This is the most active option today, and that also brings me to that broad range that we are talking about. That is between 8,500 and 9,000, based on, of course, maximum open interest. But Shada, tell us what's going on as far as the Nifty is concerned. We have seen some amount of weakness, but what is it that's dragged the Nifty down today?
Agam, first I'll talk about what has really supported the Nifty index to some extent,
Right.
and that's your PSU Banks, because that was one index or space which was really doing well today. In fact, I believe PSU Bank index was the only index which ended in the green as far as your Nifty indices are concerned, and that was of course mainly on the back of Punjab National Bank Q3 earnings, where the company reported a stable asset quality number for the December ended quarter and a fourfold profit growth to 207 crores. That was despite missing street estimates, but it's the stability as far as the gross NPA number which probably cheered the street. In fact, even United Bank of India saw a marginal decline in that gross NPA number over the sequential quarter, and that drove a 14% rally in the stock. So mainly these two really driving some or lending some support.
Right, but I know a couple of stocks which have led to the weakness as well, and Tata Motors and Tata Motors DVR for that matter have led some of those losses today.
That's correct. You had GLR numbers out today, 4% year-on-year growth, but that failed to cheer Tata Motors. Coal India, Hindalco and Lupin were some of the other notable losers on the Nifty index. But continuing with earnings, you had BHEL. A surprise beat from BHEL lifted the stock by as much as 5.5% today. You had BPCL, Bank of Baroda, L&T, which again rose anywhere between 1 to 2%. But the trend hasn't been very exciting as far as mid caps were also concerned today.
No, not really. And you know what? There was a group of stocks which stood out yesterday with respect to gainers, and that was the JP Group stocks. But today we've seen a little bit of a reversal, and some of these counters have actually led the losses when it comes to the broader markets. So broadly speaking, we have seen about only 2 gainers for 3 losers when it comes to the Nifty 500 and the breadth there in that index. But let's take a look at some of the losers. So as I was saying, we have seen weakness in JP Power, down 7%, followed by Jubilant Life Sciences. This has also lost around 6.5%. Well, JP Associates is the other stock from the JP Group, which is also down as much as 4.7%. More weakness in Reddington as well as Ramco Cements. Let's also take a look at some of the gainers today. We have gains in Unitech, which is up 16.5%. Amtech Auto also gaining nearly 12%. First Source Solutions, Future Consumer and Future Lifestyle among the others to have made steady gains in advances, anywhere between 8 to 8.5%. So on the whole, it's been a fairly evenly spread out day, but at least more losers than gainers in today's job trade.
Well, let's talk about the RBI monetary policy expectations, because that's where we are going to be having extensive coverage tomorrow. 61% economists are expecting a 25 basis points rate cut in RBI's repo rate tomorrow, and that's according to a Bloomberg Quint survey. Remember the last time on December 7 meeting, they had kept rates unchanged and had said that their stance continues to remain accommodative. factors which are really working in favor of the rate cut include lower inflation and second, fiscal discipline from the government. On the other hand, rising commodity prices could really risk stoking inflation, plus the uncertainty around US policies could really threaten to unsettle the rupee's relative calm that we have seen. So those could be factors which could lead to a status quo, but majority expecting a rate cut tomorrow. Equity markets seem to have priced that in that post-budget rally that we have seen, but somehow Agam, the bond markets don't really seem to be expecting a rate cut because the 10-year yields were trading about 2 basis points higher at 6.44%.
Well, you know, speaking of the rupee, it's finally snapped a very, very long gaining gaining streak. So what's going on with the rupee right now?
That's correct, and that's exactly what we had asked in our Bloomberg Quint poll of the day question. So the rupee is on its longest winning streak since June 2011. We'd asked how it would fare today. Well, 33% had said that it would extend its gains. 40% were expecting it to stay within the 67.2 to 67.3 per dollar range, and 27% were expecting it to snap its winning streak, and that's exactly what has happened. As of now, the rupee has depreciated by about 20 paise to 67.43.
Well, of course, you do have the RBI policy tomorrow, but you have plenty of other big earnings as well. So from the Nifty, you have the likes of Hero MotoCorp, Cipla, as well as NTPC, and in the mid-cap space as well, you have Indraprastha Gas, Bharat Forge, Reliance Power, Siemens, as well as Tata Chemicals. All of them announcing their numbers today. So we could expect some more volatility to come in on the back of not just the RBI policy, but also a lot of earnings from these counters. But that is all that we have for right now. Thanks for watching Bloomberg Quint, and we'll see you tomorrow.